Hi, and welcome back. My name is Hari, and I run this channel called Ideation Unplugged, where I share stories from ideators who created meaningful products with their experience and exposure to the solution and what we can learn from them. And when you start the journey as an entrepreneur, what are the few key things you need to take care? So today I want to spend some time on the importance of domain understanding. I'll give you two references. Henry Ford famously said, if I asked the customer what they wanted, they would have said, we want faster horses. And similarly, if you look at Elon Musk, he built Tesla, a battery operated car, and today they have trucks. And he's also building rocket, and he aims to take people to different planets to have a settlement there. Did they go back and do the customer interviews to understand what the customers wanted? I don't think so. But there is something common between Henry Ford and Elon Musk. That is the understanding of the domain they operate in, which becomes very crucial to convince people to use your product. I'll take another small example which is quite famous today, Uber. The founder of Uber knew the problem from a consumer standpoint. But operating a taxi rating app, a ride-hailing app, is not so easy. There are many people who are trying with various models. But I want to share my perspective on one common thread, which is the driver. As you know, I'm from India. And here, paying the driver after a week of the trip is the most difficult thing. In US, it works. Every week settlement works absolutely fine for them. But in India, it is not the case because most of the drivers either take the car on rent and drive it for the day. They earn some money and give the owner some commission. There are a lot of other models which operate here. But what becomes very important in India is instant payment. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, even Ola has taken the same model, a week-long settlement. But the thing here is, in India, the UPI has revolutionized the payment systems. So when a ride is done, when I make a payment through my Google Pay or Phone Pay, the money is instantly coming onto the driver's account. If you look at the statistics, there are quite a few number of drivers, and I personally experience it myself when I book an Ola or Uber, is when I get into the cab, they say, sir, if you don't mind, cancel the trip. I'll give you the 50 rupees discount. That is the commission what the ride-hailing app takes from the driver. I'll give you the discount, just pay me directly. Because the problem is, for them, getting stuck for 1 week without the money is the most difficult thing. I would prefer better solutions. Are there better solutions? Definitely they are. I mean, if for a company like Ola or Uber who manage more than 150 to 200,000 trips every day across the country, probably the accounting will become a nightmare for them. But if there is an innovative way of getting the driver the money on the same day or end of day settlement, it makes a lot of sense. Now, why is domain understanding important? It basically allows you to have user empathy and you can predict the future of the solution, what you're going to build. When I spent predominant time in health tech, and one of the most important things I did was took an opportunity to do a 6-week internship with the hospital, so that I can just follow the users everywhere they go. I used to carry a book and pen and write down the notes of what I am seeing, where I am seeing all the time. So this gave me more insights into what the key problem areas are, how things are working, how things are not working, and what can we do better as a solution to the user. In our case, it's the doctors and technicians and the nurses. And when we were building Haplo, I asked the first client if I can spend 1-2 days understanding the whole operations from a physical workflow standpoint. And the client was so happy. He said, "Sir, I will do it for you." So he was with me for 2 days, morning to evening, from the gate to the generator room. Everything he took me step by step as to what happens, why it happens, what are the metrics they look for in operation efficiencies, and all these areas from his standpoint. The next day, I spent time with the users who are going to use the solution what we are going to give. And believe me, they were not looking for any beautiful kind of technology or anything. They were looking for simple things where they need not spend on. For instance, writing their notes when they see some differentiation in the generator set, in the operational generator set. Probably the sound is coming very different, or the diesel level is low. All these things they want. All these days they were doing is taking notes and going back, submitting. It will take some time, and all these things happen. But they wanted an instant solution, and we gave them. They were very, very happy. Today, 99% efficiency, that whole automation works, and they're very, very happy. I mean, I'm so happy that the users actually message me and ask, "Sir, can we do this or can we do that?" They come with ideas and give us ideas to get things going. So this makes a huge difference as an entrepreneur. Even though we might be growing slow, but it is helping the platform become more stronger and stronger, and our idea becoming more concrete as we go forward. Now, coming back to why ideation is very important, as I mentioned, user empathy and the predictability of the solution and the future and how it goes. User empathy comes when we understand it from the user standpoint. We just don't give solutions and say you use them now. No, it doesn't happen that way. No, nowadays you can't build products like that until unless you are getting into a very, very different segment and how things are going. Look at it from their standpoint when you're building. Even as simple, even if you're wanting to bring out a new water bottle into the market, understand why a new water bottle is needed in the market and have that buy-in to that idea. You should emotionally connect with that domain, and then only you can create a better solution. So user empathy becomes very, very important. As I spoke about in the Uber and Ola example, if the company can spend time with the driver and understand what is his pain point to take the money on a weekly basis, probably there might be some other new innovative solutions which come out of that whole exercise. The next part we are talking about is the predictability, which is informed decision making, as we call. When you understand the domain better, you can keep following the trends and tracking of how things are going to change in the future. I'll give you a simple example as in health tech. If you notice, there are not a lot of large health tech companies which operate in India. The reason being for that is few years earlier, there were no data related laws, but now there are more stringent laws. But if I go back 10 years, nobody ventured in because there was no sense of ownership. I can't decide if I can host the data outside the country or inside the country and what are the legalities which is required to maintain the data. But now it's getting more and more clearer, and it is making it more easier to build products because we know what are the laws which are combining to ensure that we build better products. And there are other challenges in health tech. I'm not going to go there because that's a different domain. It needs a complete video on itself. And what are the challenges if you are a health tech ideator or an entrepreneur? But coming back, having the understanding of the domain will give you a lot more insight into making informed decisions. Should I bring the feature today here, or is there a chance this kind of rule or change or law can come? The consumer behavior might change. What can happen here? Today, it's very rare, at least in big cities, I'm talking about, very rare to see a restaurant open and they're not putting themselves on the Zomato or Swiggy platforms, because almost 50 to 60% of the revenue comes from having themselves on the platform. So it's very rare until it's a boutique restaurant and they don't want to do a home delivery. Otherwise, if you're starting a small restaurant, everybody is on these two platforms because it gets them the additional revenue. So either B2B or B2C, if we spend time with the end user, it becomes more and more easier. I can actually give you another example, which I heard. This large automotive organizations, they were trying to get people to drive their cars, yeah, to get user feedback, to build it according to the Indian-ness into our system. There are few people who tried, few people who didn't try, but over a period of time now, people are more and more people are trying. But one of the predominant setbacks for the large automotive, which I'm talking about, the luxury automotive makers, is for them, when they ask their employees or somebody to ride the car and give them feedback, they were very afraid because it's an aspirational car. I mean, not everybody can afford it. So why should I spend giving feedback on this car which I can never buy? So you will have those kind of challenges, but putting yourself in the user's shoes will create a lot of difference in terms of how well your product or service is accepted and in use by everybody, and which creates a success for you. So think about it. I think understanding the domain plays a very crucial role in helping you build winning products. So this will be a deal breaker for the entrepreneurial journey you take care. Thank you.